Welcome, everyone, to the Women Who Hoop, your favorite AI women's basketball podcast. I'm Jay.
And I'm Kay. Great to be here.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into quite a game, that August 23rd WNBA showdown.
Oh, yeah. Atlanta Dream versus the New York Liberty. Big one.
Huge playoff implications, lots of drama, especially considering where both teams were heading into it.
Absolutely. It really shook up the Eastern Conference standings, didn't it?
It really did. So our goal today, we're going to unpack the key moments, the standout performances.
And really get into the broader context, drawing on, well, everything we could find: analysis, fan chatter, even some live commentary takes.
Exactly. We want to go beyond just the box score and understand why this game felt so significant.
Let's do it. The Eastern Conference showdown. Dream versus Liberty.
Okay, let's set the scene. We got to start with the Atlanta Dream. I mean, they were just red hot.
Totally. Coming in 23-13, leading the East.
And talk about momentum. They'd won, 9 of their last 11?
Yep. And closing in on a franchise record for wins. Just incredible stuff.
A lot of buzz around Coach Carl Smesko, too, right? That system seems to really let players cook.
It does. He's definitely getting Coach of the Year mentions. Plus, they were mostly healthy, just waiting on Jordan Canada to get back from that hamstring tweak.
So they're flying high. Okay. What was really clicking for them beyond just the wins?
Well, Jay, I think you have to look back at the offseason. Bringing in Brianna Jones and Brittany Griner, that wasn't just adding talent.
Right. Veteran presence.
Yeah.
Inside force.
Exactly. Leadership, it gave them this confidence boost, helped them fully buy into Smesko's system. Like he said himself, they felt they could win a series against anybody.
That's a big statement.
It is. But those additions, Jones and Griner, they were the missing pieces. They really elevated the team's ceiling.
Yeah, you could see how those vets just fit right in. Great scouting, great integration. But then you flip the script and you look at the New York Liberty, reigning champs, 22-15, second in the East. But a totally different story heading into this one.
Well, completely different. Adversity was the word.
They were so shorthanded, severely shorthanded. Only 8 players available.
It was rough. Sabrina Ionescu, day-to-day with her foot. Breanna Stewart, still out with that bruised knee, though getting closer.
Isabel Harrison with a concussion. Natasha Cloud listed out for the next game, but clearly playing through something after a fall.
And Naris Vabali out with her knee, too. Just a brutal stretch of injuries.
How does a team even function like that, especially the defending champ?
Well, that's the thing. Coach Sandy Brondello basically said it was tough to build rhythm. You can imagine.
Yeah.
Her whole focus shifted, right? It became about finding any kind of cohesion with whoever was left standing.
You could feel it in the fan base, too, couldn't you? I saw some Reddit comments.
Oh, yeah. Things like being a NYL fan in 2025 is tough. And even people saying, I refuse to hope, just shows the mood going in, low expectations.
Wow. And that contrast was so stark compared to, say, some of the online commentary, like that Dixon Way guy on YouTube.
He was hyped.
Totally. 2 best teams in the East going at it. Battle for the second place. Dream versus the Liberty is about to be a nightmare for them. Let's freaking go.
And he wasn't shy about the injuries either.
Not at all. No Stewie for them, no Canada for us, let's go. And Sabrina ain't playing even better, let's go. Just highlighting that health difference.
It really sets the stage, doesn't it? One team confident, the other just trying to hold it together. That psychological edge before the game even starts.
Yeah.
Huge.
Okay, so game time. How did it actually play out on the court?
Atlanta came out firing. No messing around.
They jumped out to that 12-4 lead pretty quickly.
Yeah, and finished the first quarter up 24-14. They looked sharp.
And the scoring was spread out too, wasn't it? Hillman, Gray, Jones, Pow.
Yeah.
Everyone chipping in early.
Exactly. It showed that offensive chemistry we talked about.
Yeah.
They just dictated the pace right away.
Meanwhile, New York, struggling.
Big time, especially from 3. They were, 2 for 11 in the first half from deep.
Oof. That's tough.
Really tough. Hard to keep up when you can't hit outside shots. And Atlanta was rolling. You saw the impact of those injuries right there. No offensive flow.
Now, in a game this intense, there are always going to be some physical moments, some controversies.
Sure, there was that offensive foul on Brianna Jones late in the first. Turnover.
And then that contact early in the second half, Jones and Natasha Cloud's face, that went to review.
Right. They ruled it a common foul for undercutting. But not everyone agreed.
The Dixon Way guy again.
Yep, he was adamant. Should have been at least a flagrant one, he said.
Mm.
And later, another foul on Jones. He just called it a flop.
What was his line? Flopping like a fish.
That's the one. She flopped because she wasn't in position.
Oh.
real, raw fan reaction.
Hmm.
Shows how differently people see the same play.
Definitely passionate. But amidst all that, there was that later moment, too.
Oh, yeah. Maya Caldwell just casually putting her shoe back on midcourt.
Hmm.
A little breather.
Huh. Needed that. But back to the game flow, Atlanta kept pushing, right? They built up a pretty big lead.
They did. It got up to 14, then 15 points. At one point late in the third, they were up by 26. Looked like it might be a total blowout.
26 points. Wow.
But you got to give Liberty credit. Even depleted, they fought back.
They made a run.
Yeah, a 15-0 run, actually. Cut the deficit significantly.
Impressive resilience.
Definitely. But they just couldn't get over the hump. Never got closer than 11 points. That early Atlanta dominance was just too much to overcome.
So the final score?
Atlanta Dream 78, New York Liberty 62. Closer than it felt for a lot of the game, maybe, but Atlanta was clearly in control.
Okay, let's really dig into those numbers.
Yeah.
Because they paint a pretty clear picture of how Atlanta got that record-breaking 24th win.
Absolutely, and where it went wrong for the Liberty. You have to start with rebounding.
Always key.
Atlanta just dominated the glass, 42-33 overall. That's significant.
But the offensive rebounds, that's where it really stands out.
Huge difference. 17 offensive boards for Atlanta, only 4 for New York.
Wow, 17-4.
And that led directly to 21 second-chance points for the Dream. Liberty only got 7.
That's killer,
Yeah.
especially when you're shorthanded.
Exactly. Atlanta's the #1 rebounding team in the league for a reason. They just wore New York down on the glass. It wasn't just about getting extra shots. It was physically draining for the Liberty.
And it wasn't just rebounding. Turnovers played a big part, too.
Atlanta was really efficient there. They forced 13 New York turnovers and scored 18 points off them.
While Atlanta themselves.
Only 7 turnovers, which led to just 3 points for New York. That's a massive swing in possessions and easy points.
So if you're New York, you're getting killed on the boards, giving up second chance points, and turning the ball over for easy Atlanta buckets.
Pretty much sums it up. And it all comes back to those injuries, doesn't it?
Seems like it. The lack of chemistry, the poor shooting.
Yeah, 41.4% from the field, only 27.3% from 3. Add in the rebounding deficit, the turnovers. It's just really hard to overcome all that when you don't have your key players or any rhythm.
A real domino effect, like you said. Okay, let's shine a light on the individuals who really stood out. For Atlanta, Allisha Gray has to be top of the list.
Phenomenal game for her, 19 points.
And super efficient. 7 of 13 shooting, 4 of 8 from 3. I mean, she's second in the league in threes made this year.
Just having a career season across the board, points, rebounds, assists. You mentioned MVP buzz.
Yeah, seeing some fan comments floating that. Her ability to score like that, especially from deep. What does that do to a defense?
It stretches them thin, right?
Yeah.
Especially a defense that's already scrambling like the Liberty's was. It opens up everything inside.
And speaking of inside, Brianna Jones.
A force.
Yeah.
17 points, 7 of 11 shooting, 8 boards, 4 offensive.
Yeah.
So strong.
That offseason acquisition looking pretty good right now.
Crucial. She provides that power, that calm in the paint, occupies defenders, creates space. Huge pickup.
And Naz Hillman had a solid game, too. 11 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Her plus-minus is apparently like 5th in the league.
Yeah, she just makes winning plays. Energy, leadership. She does a lot that doesn't always jump out of the box score, but it's vital.
Don't want to forget Ryan Howard either. Maybe a quote-unquote bad shooting night for her.
Only 9 points, yeah. But she still contributed everywhere else. 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. That's the sign of a great player finding ways to impact the game, even when the shot isn't falling.
Right. And Tahina Pau off the bench.
Important minutes. 9 points, hit 3 threes. That outside shooting threat is invaluable for them. Really spaces the floor.
Okay, switching over to the Liberty. Obviously a tough fight, but who managed to stand out despite the loss?
Kennedy Burke led them with 13 points. She was aggressive, showed some versatility, fought hard.
Good to see someone step up like that.
Absolutely. And Jonquel Jones chipped in 11 points, 8 rebounds. She's so unique, being able to score inside and out. They needed her presence.
Emma Messman, too.
Yeah, 10 points, 4 boards, 4 assists. Always effective, moving without the ball, diving to the rim. They did what they could, tried to manufacture offense any way possible.
So beyond the stats and individual performances, what were the reactions? How did the coaches frame this?
Well, Coach Smesko for Atlanta, you could just hear the confidence. That quote again, "We feel we can win a series against anybody in this league."
Belief is high over there. And Allisha Gray echoed that, right? Saying, we finally have all the pieces, talking about Jones and Griner.
Exactly. A team that feels complete and confident.
Then on the Liberty side.
Much different tone from Coach Brondello. Very candid. Acknowledged the injuries made it tough to build a rhythm. Her focus wasn't on this specific game almost. It was on the bigger picture.
Trying to find cohesion for the playoffs.
Right. How do they get back on track? How do they peak at the right time? She called them the biggest enigma going into the playoffs, which feels pretty accurate given the circumstances. It's about survival and regrouping now.
That's a tough spot for a defending champ. And what about the media buzz or fan takes? Anything else jump out?
Well, that Dixon Way commentator had another interesting point, kind of joking about ESPN only covering Caitlin Clark of the Aces.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, hold up the Dreamer #2, and they pass the Liberty, really. That is your job. Your job is supposed to know who's in what standing.
Huh. A little frustration there.
Yeah, a sense that maybe teams like Atlanta, even when they're winning and climbing the ranks, don't always get the spotlight they deserve.
That's a common feeling among fans of teams outside the usual media darlings.
For sure. But Dream fans, they were definitely celebrating this win, taking sole possession of second place in the W. That felt huge for them.
Okay, so let's tie it all together. Playoff picture implications. Where does this leave both teams?
For Atlanta, this win pushes them to 24-13. Solidifies that first place spot in the East, second overall in the league.
Huge momentum, 9 of 11. Tied the season series with the Liberty 2-2.
Exactly. They look like a legitimate contender right now. Their next big test, the Las Vegas Aces. That'll tell us a lot more.
And for the Liberty,
they dropped to 23-15, down to 5th overall. Those injuries are just casting a massive shadow. They're the enigma, like Brundello said.
And the seeding race is so tight, right?
Yeah, incredibly tight. Someone pointed out, the difference between being the 2nd seed and the 6th seed is maybe just 3 games. Tiny margin for error.
So for New York, it's all about getting healthy and finding some kind of chemistry before the playoffs start. Can they do it?
That's the million-dollar question. They have the championship experience, the pedigree, but do they have the health and the time?
Which leads us perfectly into a final thought for you, our listeners, to chew on as we head towards the postseason.
Yeah, think about this. You've got the Liberty, with all their deep playoff experience, proven winners. Then you have the Dream, riding this wave of momentum, looking healthy and confident.
So the question is, which factor do you think will ultimately matter more for their championship hopes this season? Is it the proven experience of the Liberty, or is it the peak performance and current health of the Dream?
Experience versus momentum. Health versus history. It's a classic sports debate. What do you think?
Definitely something to think about. That was quite a deep dive, Kay. Covered a lot of ground.
We did. From the pre-game narratives, the injuries, the commentary, the game itself, the stats, the implications. It was a pivotal matchup.
It really was. And we really appreciate all of you joining us here on The Women Who Hoop for this breakdown.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
If you enjoyed getting into the weeds with us on this one, please do us a solid like, subscribe, share it with anyone who loves women's hoops.
We love digging into these stories and hope you do too.
Thanks again for listening to The Women Who Hoop.
We'll see you next time.